I'm pleased to announce another ZitaFTP Server update. This one is version 1.21. So what's new? Now this one is mostly a bug fix and fault tolerance update. So for example, in the previous version, if you edited or deleted either a user or a directory that you're serving, it wouldn't actually happen until you manually restarted the server, and there's no warning that that's the case. So that's now fixed. It will automatically update it if possible, and if a server restart is needed, it will ask you to restart the server if you want to restart the server. Now, as far as fault tolerance, in previous versions, if something happened like, say, your TLS security certificate was missing or corrupted, it would spit out an error and then shut down. So basically, the server wouldn't start. Not exactly very user-friendly. So in version 1.21, it will warn you, obviously, because you can't run a secure file server without a security certificate. But instead of shutting down, it will then offer you the chance to generate a new certificate or fix the problem. I mean, you can always shut down the server anyway and go hunting for that missing certificate. Speaking of which, being able to generate a new certificate was missing in the previous version. I ran out of time and I decided to release it without that feature in the UI. So that's now in there. You can go in and you can generate a new certificate when the need arises. The final change is as a result of preparing for a Windows release. Now in Windows, if you're running a server or a service, it's usually running at elevated permissions, meaning it has access to parts of the system that general users normally don't have direct access to. So for security reasons, Microsoft have decided that a Windows service or server should not be able to show a user interface to the users. The reasoning is that it's too easy to forget to check the permission levels and then give users access to parts of the system that they really shouldn't be tampering with. So anyway, that means that ZitaFTP Server, as it stands, I need to move to a sort of server plus GUI app. So to separate the user interface out into a separate program. And so one of the things on my to-do list was moving the licensing, the little dialog request a licensing-based user interface. It's the first thing that you see when you install a program. It'll ask you if you want to start a trial or enter a license key. I've always intended to move that to the web-based GUI, but it was a low priority. Now, obviously, now that I have to, for the Windows version, I have to separate the UI out into a separate program. Now it really makes sense to make that transition. So that's being done in preparation, which means that the Windows version will hopefully be out in the not too distant future. I say hopefully because it's always hard to predict how much work such restructuring will be. Anyway, I will let you know when that one's released or when any other new releases are done. Until then, enjoy ZitaFTP Server as it is currently, and I'll see you next time.